Hello and welcome to the classroom. Today, letter T is for teeth. Sue, come on out here. Our friends are here. And look who has teeth today. Sue, you look so cool. Well, today we're going to talk about teeth and we're going to read a story about Maisie and Charlie and the wobbly tooth. We're going to make a puffy tooth craft and some elephant toothpaste. So it's going to be a pretty fun time. Sue, do you want to say hello once more to our friends and then have a seat so we can say hi to Fred? Hi, Fred. So every day when we come to class, we have to do our class job. We have to take care of our pet fish, Fred. There you go, Fred. Well, now that Fred has been fed, let's turn around and do our calendar time. The month is October. October. Let's reach in and see how we're going to count the numbers today. We're going to chomp our teeth. So are you ready to count and chomp? All right, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 chomps, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 chomps. Today is October 17th. Can you say today's date? October 17th. If you want to know what day it is, then you have to find 17 and go all the way to the top. And this is today's day. It starts with the letter T. And letter T is our letter of the day. Letter T says t, 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 like a ticking clock. So what day starts with that same sound? T, t, t. Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. Days of the week. 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 There's Sunday and there's Monday. There's Tuesday and there's Wednesday. There's Thursday and there's Friday. And then there's Saturday. Days of the week. 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 Well, it's time to look outside and see what your weather is like today. Maybe your weather is sunny, or maybe it's cloudy or rainy or windy. Did you check? Well, when I do like this, just shout out whatever your weather is. What's the weather? What's the weather? What's the weather like today? What's the weather? What's the weather? What's the weather like today? It is out today. It is out today. Well, let's dress Weather Bear. We're going to put on for Weather Bear some shorts and a t-shirt. And what is the season? The season is fall. Well, that was our calendar and weather time. Now it's time for our letter of the day. And today's letter is T. Can you say T? Does your name have a letter T? If your name has letter T, stand up. If your name has letter T, stand up. If your name has letter T, if your name has letter T, if your name has letter T, stand up. My name has a letter T. Well, today T is for teeth, and I have an old toothbrush. I only use it for art, and I painted my letter T with that old toothbrush. An old toothbrush makes a great art tool. Look at all those lines that it makes. So if you want to, you can use an old toothbrush to paint your letter T. And if you don't have an old toothbrush, then you can just color your letter T. So what letter is this? It's letter T. And now we can recognize it. So next we'll learn how to write it. To write a letter T, you're just going to make one line that comes down like this. And then you're going to make one line that goes across the top. Down and across. Do you want to try? Make a line that goes down and then a line that goes across the top. Down and across the top. Down with a top. Make a line that goes down and then just make a line across the top. Well, the little T is almost like this big T, but instead of making a line at the top, we're going to make a line in the middle. So go down, and this time go across the middle. All right, let's make some little T's. Go down and across the middle. Down and across. And you can finish practicing these later during your day if you'd like to. Just give it a try. Down and across. Or you could pause and practice now if you'd rather. Well, let me cheer for you because I know you're doing a great job. You're listening, you're learning. Good job. Here is a sticker for handwriting time. Well, now we know what letter T looks like. We know how to write it. So next we're going to talk about the sound that T makes. Letter T makes the sound like a ticking clock. T, 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 t. Can you do your finger like this and go back and forth? T, 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 t. When we see the letter and we hear the letter and we act out the letter, it helps us to remember the letter. So take your finger and go back and forth as we make that letter T sound. T, 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 t. Letter T says, well, now that we know that sound, let's use it for blending. So we're going to put the vowels that we know so far, A, E, I, and O on this whiteboard. And then we're going to add that letter T in the front of each of these vowels. All right, we know what letter T sounds like. It sounds like a ticking clock. T, t, t. Do you remember what letter A sounds like? A, as in achoo. T, a, ta, ta, ta. You try. Ta. Good. Ta, like tap. Okay, let's do the next one. T-E. Letter T says t, t, t. And what does E say? Eh, eh, eh. Go back and watch the Vowel People video if you need some help remembering all those vowel sounds. We use our Vowel People puppets to help us practice those. E looks like old man E's ear. Eh? What did you say? Now let's put these sounds together. T, eh, te, te, te. Okay, te like 10, 10, like the number 10, which is our number that we're working on this week. Let's do the next one, T-I. T says t, and I says eh, like an icky sticky lollipop. Eh, t, eh, t, 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 like tickle, 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 tickle. Okay, let's do the last one. Last one. T says t, and O says ah, t, ah, ta. You try. Ta, ta, like top. You did a great job blending ta, te, ti, ta. You practice those later today if you're ready for that. that was all of our letter time, so now that means it's time for math. And for math today, we're going to be using 10 frames because our number for this week is the number 10. Take a look right here at this mouth. We're going to count all the spaces that there are in this mouth. 1, all the spaces. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there are 10 spaces in this mouth. That's why we call it a 10 frame. How many teeth are in this mouth? There are a lot of spaces that don't have teeth, but how many teeth are here? Just one tooth. So let's write number 1 at the top. Now how many teeth are in this mouth? 1, 2, 3. So I'll write number 3. Now how many teeth are in this mouth? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 looks like this. We've been practicing for weeks and weeks, all our numbers up to 10. We're on 10 this week, but hopefully you'll remember this is a great time to review those numbers we worked on. How many teeth are in this mouth? 1, 2. How many teeth are in this mouth? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 teeth. How many teeth? 1, 2, 3. How many teeth are in the next mouth? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 again. How many teeth? Only 1. Let's count the teeth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. 1, 2. Now I want to show you something else very quickly. Let's go all the way back to this first mouth. You can use this for adding, if you're ready for adding, by counting the number of spaces that do not have teeth. How many spaces don't have teeth? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 spaces do not have teeth. We know that this is a 10 frame, so all the spaces, when they're all filled, equals 10. So that means that 1 plus 9 more spaces equals 10. So you can use this for adding today, just like that, if you'd like to, and if you're ready for adding. Otherwise, just count and write the number. Well, it's time for us to talk about our shape of the week. We're learning about the octagon, and there are so many octagons around us. We just have to start looking. An octagon has 8 sides, like this stop sign, and this clock, and this window, and look at that jewel. And what a cool swimming pool. It's shaped like an octagon. And this poppet is also shaped like an octagon. Okay, well, our color for this week is the color gray. So let's sing our color song very quickly. G-R-A-Y spells gray. G-R-A-Y spells gray. Hi-ho, did you know? G-R-A-Y spells gray. Elephants are gray. Dolphins are gray too. Hi-ho, did you know? G-R-A-Y spells gray. Well, next it's time for our science time, and we are going over to the science table and make some elephant toothpaste. Let's go, everyone. Okay, for science today, we're going to make some elephant toothpaste. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to put some hydrogen peroxide into this water bottle. And then I'm going to add some dish liquid. And I'm just going to swirl that around just a little bit. And then I'm going to add some food coloring. And swirl that around. Okay, so in this other dish here, I'm going to add some warm water. And I'm also going to add some yeast. 3 tablespoons of warm water and 1 tablespoon of yeast. Let's stir. Into the water bottle, there was a half of a cup of hydrogen peroxide and about a tablespoon of soap, of dish liquid, and just a few drops of food coloring. Okay, I'm stirring this really well to make sure that yeast has time to activate. And then I'm going to pour it into the hydrogen peroxide. Now this is not something that's going to work quickly, like when we do the vinegar and baking soda experiments. This one might take just a minute for it to work. Let me swirl that around a little bit. And then I'm going to put in the yeast mixture. And we're going to keep watching, and we're going to start to see that begin to come up and get bigger and bigger and bigger. While that's working, I want to show you our art project for today. So today we're going to be making a puffy tooth. I just took some white paper and I drew a shape of a tooth like you can see here. And then I put 2 pieces of paper, one in the front and one in the back, and then I cut those out. That gave me 2, a back and a front, 2 pieces. And then I drew a face on the front, just eyes and a mouth. And then I used tape or a stapler to go all the way around the edges of this tooth, except for the top. I left the top open. Then I used just some extra paper that I had lying around and stuffed inside that little pillow. It's kind of like a pillow, a tooth pillow. And then I closed up the top. And now I have a little happy tooth friend, like a little stuffy that we made just using paper. Okay, well, let's take a look at our toothpaste. It is starting to rise. It's coming up. We're going to continue to let that work. And as it's working, we'll read a story. And our story today for story time is Maisie, Charlie, and the Wobbly Tooth. Today was Charlie's first visit to the dentist. He had a wobbly tooth and he was a little nervous. So all of his friends went with him. There were lots of things to do in the waiting room. Soon it was time to see Dr. Bitewright. Maisie held Charlie's hand. Dr. Bitewright was very nice. He showed Charlie the special dentist's chair. It went up, down, and around, and straight back like a bed. Charlie opened his mouth as wide as he could so that Dr. Bitewright could look inside. My Charlie, what a lot of teeth you have, and what good teeth. Dr. Bitewright said the wobbly tooth was a baby tooth ready to fall out. A new tooth would grow in its place. Then Nurse Sparkle took an x-ray picture of Charlie's teeth. Smile, Charlie. Charlie and Maisie learned how to brush their teeth, up and down, front and back, up and down. Then Charlie rinsed and spit, and rinsed and spit again. His teeth were dazzling. Dr. Bitewright gave Charlie a smiley badge and a book about teeth. Thank you, Dr. Bitewright. Goodbye. At bedtime, Charlie brushed his teeth very carefully, up, down, front, and back. Pop! Out came the wibbly-wobbly tooth. Hooray! Now the tooth fairy will come. Good night, Charlie. The end. Well, let's take a look at our toothpaste. It's definitely getting higher and higher. What's happening is there's a reaction. Bubbles are being formed, and as more bubbles continue to be formed, it's going to continue up and out and over this bottle. Let me pause this for just a moment and let that work, and I'll come back and show you after it gets to the top. You can see our toothpaste is starting to come up and over the top. There it comes. This was a slow science experiment today. Maybe you can give it a try and have better results. There it comes, and it's going to continue to come. It'll continue to work for a long time, and that's why it's called elephant toothpaste, because you'll get a whole lot of that stuff oozing out of the top for a while. Well, I hope you had some fun today. Let's go back to the classroom and let's say goodbye to Sue. Well, Sue, I think you look great with your teeth. Letter T is for teeth, and we had fun learning today. Come back tomorrow and we're going to do letter U. U is for growing up, and you'll get to see a baby picture of Miss Kathy. So I hope I'll see you then. Goodbye, everybody. Have a great rest of your day.